Hello everyone, welcome to the main event. Here with me, Daniel.
And Aaron.
And we are joined by Nathan as well. Say hello.
Hello.
We will also be joined by Abdul very shortly. We're just waiting for him to join. But the draw has started. Often we've done these podcasts where we live stream the draws and we're waiting around for an hour. So we've decided to jump in as late as possible. It's just started. The first game has been drawn, lads, which is Chelsea versus Real Madrid. So a repeat of last year. What's early thoughts on that, Aaron?
I think it's quite interesting in terms of assets because they're quite evenly priced. But overall, I think it'll be a good game.
I think
Nathan?
the second game's just been drawn as well.
Yeah, Man City Atletico.
That's going to be really interesting. What do you make of that, Nate?
I think it's going to be a resilient defensive display, obviously, from Atletico. It's going to be hard for City to actually try and break down, I think.
Yeah, they're going to sit quite deep, aren't they?
Yeah.
As per normal. There's a lovely stat that in the last half an hour of the game the other day, the ball was only in play for like 11 minutes. So, like proper anti-football from Diego Simeone. You would expect anything less from the man.
Ball recoveries could be an absolute merchant in that one.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point, Nathan. Maybe a naughty little Kondogbia pick could be useful.
He's staying now.
What's the I think the next game's been drawn. I can't see it. It won't allow me to have the game up on my phone.
I don't know. I'm waiting for Sky to drop it on for us because I'm like watching that in the corner. Nothing yet.
They took the stream down on YouTube because it was so bad.
Villarreal versus Bayern Munich.
Pretty slow. I can see Benfica Liverpool's been drawn.
Villarreal Bayern Munich.
Villarreal Bayern Munich. Bye Danjuma.
Yep.
I'll keep them for this round. I think. Bayern Munich haven't looked great defensively. I can definitely see Villarreal getting a goal, but
I'm backing the goal.
Silly to get rid of the Bayern Munich players for this one as well. Yeah. What? So was it Liverpool Benfica?
That's only two teams left in it, I think.
We'll have to see if Trent's fit again. Trent is out for a couple of weeks at least, according to Klopp. So I think that's going to affect a lot of people's fantasy Premier League team as well.
Yeah, that's it. Benfica Liverpool. That's the draw.
So they're going to draw for the semi-final next, aren't they?
Oh yeah.
So we'll get to see what people's run are. So looking at these fixtures here, who do we want together? Like, what are the
kind of want Bayern Munich Liverpool? I think that could be an interesting semi-final.
I agree with you, Nathan. I think that would be either that one or the Villarreal versus Bayern Munich against Man City Atletico.
Yeah.
So, I think a lot of finals are pretty cagey. So normally the semi-finals are the better games. So it's kind of like, what game would I mind watching twice? Bayern Munich versus Man City, I think, would be quite good. If they got through, obviously.
That's my pick. I want to see Bayern Munich versus City personally.
Yeah, I think a Premier League versus Premier League could be quite boring.
No, often is. It often is.
We look at one of the worst finals.
Here's Abdul.
Hey guys.
Hello.
How you doing?
Morning. Sorry, I'm late.
It's okay. You've only missed the entire draw for the quarters at least. So, Abdul, do you have the draw in front of you? Because we're struggling over here to get one.
No, I'll just check on my phone.
I'll try and get it on the app.
Well, I think I've just seen it on the One Football app.
Follow the draw live. So it's winner of quarter. That helps. Winner of quarterfinal 2. So Man City are going to play either Chelsea or Real Madrid in the semis.
And then we've got Benfica or Liverpool versus Bayern.
Liverpool, so a possible Liverpool Bayern.
Interesting. I think my early move, I won't be making it early, but just in my mind, because I've got 2 strikers to replace, I think Benzema's going to have to come in.
I know the other one you need to bring in.
Looking at those fixtures for Real against Chelsea, who are a little out of sorts at times. And then if City go through, I think Benzema can score against them. Benfica, Liverpool love playing Portuguese teams.
Yeah, they do. Normally turn them over as well, don't they?
To be fair, I think an Anthony to Jota or Anthony to Luis Diaz move could be on the cards for that one.
Yeah, I've been keeping an eye on Diaz. I've also been trying to find different ways to get Sadio Mane in my team because he loves scoring against Portuguese teams.
He does love scoring against Portuguese teams.
So, but it's trying to find a way to get him in. I guess with the wild card that helps me out a little bit more, to try and change things around. But I don't know yet.
I think I was quite lucky with only getting two players out. So I've got the five transfers and only need to do 2, like, really.
So yeah, you've got 3 to play with.
Yeah. Thomas Muller's staying.
I'm not surprised with that draw.
That man's not going anywhere. He'll bang goals.
Oh, he's gonna be the bane of my life, isn't he?
Aye.
What do you make of that draw, Abdul?
Yeah, I was actually just looking at the fixtures of Chelsea versus Real Madrid, City versus Atletico. Bayern has obviously got the easy one, as well as Liverpool. So they would be very happy with those draws. And like Nathan, I also have only 3 people eliminated. So I have 2 of those transfers to use somewhere else to capitalize.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Aaron, are you now considering the wild card for this round?
No, I've only got 4 people eliminated. I'm potentially looking at after the first leg, because when I can kind of see where the draws are like what way they're swinging.
Okay.
And there's less transfers that other people can use, and I think that'll help me out in terms of I can make as many changes as I want, see how the first leg went, and then I can plan my route to the final that way. So this week is almost like not quite a free hit, but the second leg potentially as well, because then we're all going to start to gravitate towards the same players after that, after the quarterfinal. So it gives me the last chance to go differential and try and climb back up the ranks.
Is the issue that you're not potentially going to have, if we look at what Liverpool have historically done to Portuguese teams in the past, could that ship not have sailed? Like, we look at Man City, they beat Sporting Lisbon 5-0, rested half the players, drew 0-0 in the next game, and everyone's flapped around getting players like Gundogan in. And now, yeah, you might only have a couple of people out, but some people have got Gundogan in the team. Is he in City's best starting 11? No. Probably not. That looks like a transfer. Like, people have obviously taken punts on certain players that they've felt, maybe I can do this, but they're going to have to move them out now because it's been sort of 1 week jobs. Are you not nervous that that's the case, that a wild card is best served to maximise the fixtures? And if you use a wild card now, you're getting 5 fixtures out of it opposed to just 4.
The thing is, like, I've got enough transfers and enough people not eliminated, that I can still play around with it. I've got a good little bit of moving around options. I think I've already got enough big hitters in to move down to better premium midfielders and stuff. Like, all of my defenders are premium defenders. You could definitely take some downgrades there and put that money into midfield. definitely downgrade the strikers. So I've tried playing around with a few different ways of using the 5 transfers, and I can get some pretty nice teams. So I think the wild card would be a little bit wasted knowing that other people are making 5 transfers. Unless, like what you said, I did go full revamp, but also at this stage, you get the most exciting comebacks. So it allows me to go a little bit risky, I guess.
Because I still think a Villarreal player's a good asset.
If you're looking at, I just think second legs are too unpredictable. I just think they are generally that's when you get the swings. That's when you get you know what, we've lost the first leg 2-0. We've got nothing to lose here, everything to play for. Just go out and do it. Like if you were like a few years ago, if you want to put on like the Tottenham versus Ajax and the Liverpool versus Barcelona semi-finals, for example, if you want to start making moves for in between legs, you'd be absolutely screwed. Whereas if you'd made them beforehand, you probably capitalised on both fixtures. Like that's the only thing I'd think of for you when using the wildcard. But I get your point that obviously you are a little bit behind where you want to be, and you feel like it's the best way to make maximum gains.
Yeah. It also helps me account for injuries, but I think the legs are closer together. I think there's only a week.
Yeah. It's the 5th and the 6th and then the 12th or something like that.
I'm definitely exploring all options. We've got a few reactions coming in from that draw just while we're getting up our matchday review. So good old Lewis FPL reactions, I'm guessing.
That draw has absolutely budget players.
I think it normally does when it gets to this point in the competition, though. There's not many budget, because budgets are kind of the underdogs. You're kind of looking for budget, like less expensive options within the same team. So there's not many budget players that make it. I think we were kind of spoiled with Ajax a couple of years ago and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I agree with you that some of these options, I think we're going to have to look at maybe some defensive midfielders again and look for or maybe even some centre backs rather than.
Yeah, I'm very happy to have Kante in there now. I think he's probably just going to stay, and I don't know, maybe some like Havertz can go.
Kondogbia staying for me.
Laporte's still a great pick for how much he is.
Yeah,
I think he's going to be massively owned for his price. And then you still fancy Reece James up against whoever's playing at left back for Real Madrid on that particular fixture. Obviously, the change around because the left backs sometimes get injured or often suspended. So I still fancy some of the cheaper players. But this is why I was trying to tell people not to go for budget goalkeepers, 2 budget goalkeepers. Like get one that's just going to serve you okay throughout the competition. So Rulli, obviously, I'm absolutely shafted with him for this. But
yeah, same.
I've got Alisson, who's up against Benfica, and obviously, yeah, it might have worked out where Liverpool got Bayern Munich or Real Madrid, and then or Chelsea, Man City. It's panic stations, but you still always fancy him as a goalkeeper. So I think those that have went for one premium goalkeeper are in such a much healthier place, and especially budget-wise, because like you already know what you can do with that budget, whereas people are now going to want to try and get up to a premium goalkeeper. And then, as Lewis says, there are a lot less budget options, budget enablers. I still think players like Danjuma are good because Bayern Munich haven't kept a clean sheet in a very long time in the Champions League. Obviously, they conceded in both legs to Salzburg, so why not Villarreal?
Totally agree. I think one of the big things is with all of these fixtures, we're really having to assess the home and away advantage, which I remember a couple of years ago when they did the kind of fast tournament at the end. There was no fans, and it was just neutral grounds. While this year, we're kind of having to go back to that two-legged home and away advantage. Do we go someone, maybe Dan Juma, for example, is better when Villarreal are at home, but then you transfer him out for the away leg for someone else who's playing at home or someone else who's playing away. It's the home and away advantage. It definitely helps. Obviously, you'll have extra time to play and account for into the second leg as well. I think away goals makes it really interesting. It's the first time where we're going to not have that rule. So it's literally it could lead to more scoring, but it could also lead to more defensive displays. And I think that's going to be something that kind of we're not sure how that'll turn out. So I'm quite excited to see how that factors into fantasy in each of our teams and transfers. A lot to think about now, which often there is straight after the draw. I think whenever these draws are made, we're always like, all right, on current form, this team will make it through, this team will make it through. Similar to what we were like and what we warned about when the last draw happened with Man U Atletico. We were kind of like, as of right now, Man U would win. But I was saying, like, we said that about Atletico the year before, and look what happened. So, this thing in Real Madrid last time as well, it's going to be interesting to see, even though it's only a few weeks. Obviously, injuries can happen a lot over international breaks, and see what the squads are looking like closer to the time. There could be some bench options ended up playing because of injuries.
I think the Chelsea situation is going to be interesting, especially with Real Madrid, because Real Madrid had no intention of doing anything away at Paris Saint-Germain, and they turned it on at home. But with the current situation at Chelsea, they're not going to have fans there because they can't sell them tickets. And obviously, season tickets don't cover Champions League games. So will Real Madrid go at them in both legs? And obviously, Chelsea aren't going to have fans for the away game because they're not allowed to sell tickets at the moment. We don't know how long these restrictions will be on the club.
I think today's the deadline, I know, for like bids to be in for the club. But I think I saw yesterday or something they're going to apply to the government for like a license to sell tickets through a third party or something.
Okay.
So there could be fans there.
So it's going to be interesting to see what that landscape does, particularly not even for Chelsea, but more for Real Madrid's aspirations. I think I'm comfortable having Chelsea players, but I don't want any of their forward players. So I think Havertz out is going to be top of my agenda for one of my 3 luxury transfers, because like I say, I've got two necessities to sort out first with regards to my 2 forwards in Haller and Anthony.
Yeah, I think I've just looked there.
And like Aaron says, maybe a Mane in, maybe I go someone like you say, Nathan, like a Kondogbia or someone that's going to try and get ball recoveries for Atletico Madrid, and then upgrade Anthony to someone else if I can. So there's lots of options to play with in terms of trying to manage that budget.
I think at the moment for me, straight swap's going to be probably Haller, Benzema.
100%. That's already at the forefront of my mind personally.
And then the other 2 strikers will probably just stay, Muller and Lewandowski.
So I'm just getting set up for our draw, just finishing that off. So while I'm doing that, unless we have any other thoughts on this, I'm thinking like let's review our teams, let's review the points, and then we'll do our draw and then sign it off. So I'll start. Let's do Dan's team first. I'm hoping I can get this on the screen.
Thanks, man. Thanks for starting with me.
Let me see.
He just doesn't want to put his team first, that's all.
Well, it'll be because I'm getting the draw ready, so...
I mean, that too.
And then full screen.
Here we go.
It's just loading. Great internet.
There we are.
All right.
So yeah,
Take us
my
away.
team would have been wonderful on any other week, but not this week. Thanks, Nathan.
Right.
Obviously, Lewandowski with a 24-pointer doubled just killed anyone that didn't captain him. Even the Benzema captainers would have struggled. Disappointments in Haller, Anthony, Salah. I brought James in before I heard that he was injured. Also, I made my transfers literally I don't even think it was a minute before the deadline. I think it was about 30 seconds, because anyone that listened to the spaces that myself and Lewis were on for Twitter, I was horribly ill. So after that spaces, I had to go to sleep again. I woke up, had 5 minutes to decide my team, did it, watched the games and fell straight back to sleep again. So I was a bit delirious when I was making my transfers. Havertz wasn't very good. Kante, meh. There's just lots of meh in that team. But Danjuma, I know, saved Abdul this week, and he did the same for me. Having Sané worked a treat. And really, big surprise, I was and ahhing about, because of me versus Nathan this week, about taking a risk on him getting a yellow card and conceding a couple of goals and sneaking a couple of points on Alisson. And I just thought that's absolutely insane. And if it wasn't for our tournament, I wouldn't be making any kind of daft decisions like that. So thankfully I put him in and he got 10 points. But yeah, 108 points overall, which I'm obviously delighted with. It's just the context of our own tournament that put me on a bit of a downer. Do you have the ranks on there, Aaron?
I don't, unfortunately.
I will quickly find my rank. It's right here. So I am now overall 363 in the world, and I'm 17th in England. So yeah, happy with that. I'm actually, of all the 32 members of our tournament, I'm second in that. So happy days. I'm also second in Planet FPL League, which I just noticed there. So it's not all bad. It's just Nathan's going to rub it in my face.
So let's. I'll do my team because I think that's next. Oh, come on. Alrighty. So I had a good score for once, which is nice. First time in the 100 club. I did take a -4. And that was just so that I could afford Salah, which did not work out. But Capaldo made way and actually ended up getting more points. He almost scored, so it would have been great. But in terms of the team, I went without a second goalkeeper. And then kind of just basically loaded up on that first week of players. So I only had Haller and Danjuma and Mendy who played in the second week. Everyone else played in the first 4 games. Kind of similar tactic to what I've discussed before with my wild card. I just saw how the ties were going and just loaded up. I also took out Man City players. So I took out Cancelo. I took out Mahrez. Just because of the rotation risk, and just loaded up with people who I knew who were going to play. So Bayern Munich players stayed in, but then I loaded up on Liverpool because I thought they would beat Inter, and Inter decided to turn up. So unfortunately, that ruled out the Robertson and Alexander-Arnold clean sheet, which would have worked out great. But also, I had Jota and Salah, and obviously Jota's. I was going to take Jota out actually, but then I saw he was starting, so I didn't in the end. He didn't end up doing anything, but Captain Lewandowski thankfully saved me. A lot of people around my rank have Lewandowski still captain, set and forget, but thankfully I still play the game. So I had a full team. So I managed to finish like 30 or 40 points ahead of loads of people in my rank. So I've climbed 50,000 places.
Well done.
And may that continue.
May that continue. How far back are you?
I was going to say
another 50,000 places, Aaron.
I'm currently at 61,050.
You're an absolute liability.
Hey, be nice.
No, well done, mate. Well done.
I heard that there was a suggestion that they put average people in the Olympics so that we can compare how elite they are. I'm that person for this podcast, that I am an average player of fantasy games compared to you elite players in there. So let's go to Nathan's team.
I mean, I did say back Thomas Muller, and it worked. To Dan's demise. It's same really. Lewandowski captain started off perfectly for us. Kondogbia was injured, so I didn't know whether he was going to play or not. So I just kind of put him in just to say just because at the end of the day it was Mahrez on a 1 and Reece James obviously got injured. So I just put him in. Luckily, he came off the bench. Danjuma with Nate was good as well. Really was the last minute I was going to keep Alisson in, and I just thought, never know, I might get lucky. Didn't check the game, went to see Batman and came out and he had 10. And yeah, but I climbed the ranks again, so I'll take that again. I'm actually doing quite well for me. First time actually probably going for it.
First time properly going for it. That old chestnut, Nathan. Have a word with yourself. What's your rank, mate? I've seen that you're inside the top 1K.
It was overall 968, England 44, and neutral 741.
Well done. Well done. Do you have Abdul's team, Aaron? Did you manage to get it on?
I do. Yes, I'm just getting it on, but it froze, so I'm just reloading that.
Yeah,
Abdul,
nice thing to face.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's just typical. It's very typical of me on this podcast. Not prepared.
I would say it's more better than what me and Daniel did once.
Yeah, that was that's never be spoken of again, Abdul.
How many points did you have this round, Abdul?
Oh, I had 102 points, which
Spoilers.
is a good score. Which is a good score, but I'm still not happy with it because I had tripled the Chelsea defense, and getting out by 1 goal due to a freakish handball stuffs. Because I was expecting Chelsea to keep a clean sheet, and with 3 clean sheets, players would have been 12 points more. Would have been great.
Yeah, I was in that position where I had Thiago Silva, but I was actually quite pleased that they conceded because I know so many people had doubles and triples.
Yeah. So I'll just go through verbally. That's my team.
Got it just in time. I had to delay you a bit, but it worked.
That's okay. So yes, I was one of the unfortunate ones who didn't captain Lewandowski and went for the differential pick of Sane.
Ouch.
And still I got 102. That's why I'm saying so. Still, it's a miracle
really,
I've
really
got Sane.
That's very impressive. not captaining Lewandowski to get in the 100 club this week.
Yeah, Muller helped a lot, like with Nathan. Then
Right,
Juma scoring last-minute penalty goal is something
Yeah, beautiful.
people would not understand in this way, but with the league, that's a heartbreak to the opponent. 3 changes which I made this time, none of them work so much. So actually, I removed Cancelo for Thiago Silva, trying to go up for the triple Chelsea defense because we knew Cancelo is not playing. Got in Sterling, thinking he might do something, seeing his first leg performance, but he also didn't deliver. That was something I was discussing with Daniel very much, who to get in, Salah or Sterling. We were having many discuss because I don't have Salah, if you observe. From 2 weeks, I'm playing without Salah. So might be it's a time to get Salah now. Cannot leave Salah out now with the fixtures. Third change of mine, I actually didn't change the keeper because that was feeling like a luxury transfer because I had Mendy and I was more sure of him. So I didn't waste a transfer there. I removed Jorginho, who got an assist but conceded the penalty. I don't think so. I don't remember how much points he got. So I got Capaldo instead of him, who got 4 points, which is the highest of the players I transferred in.
Ouch.
It's just one of those weeks, wasn't it? Obviously, because after the first legs with some of the games, they're just dead, and then it's obviously really hard for this one game to predict. Like that's what makes this game really unique compared to things like FPL, where you're picking players for 6 to 8 weeks. With this, it's just not like that. So the variance is massive, and you've almost got to be a fortune teller at times. So it can go either way, really.
Or you just wait for Dan to do his team and then just take a quick look.
I mean, that's what Nathan does. Just literally.
Then just stick Thomas Muller in for a good balance.
Exactly. It's my 14 players plus Muller.
Isn't that what happens on like FPL YouTubers a lot?
Yeah. So I think I might have to rethink my tactic about doing team reveals.
Well, no, because now if he sends us it, I'm basically trying to win it for the pod.
Oh, is that what it is? Is it? We'll never live down, Nathan.
If I win, there's something wrong.
Nah, of course. Well, we'll support you both. But, I mean,
just to end up with the things, overall I'm at 870th rank, and for India I'm at 36th.
So you're inside the top K as well, yeah?
Yeah.
Are you happy with that?
Just should be happy. As I said, right, I was expecting the triple clean sheet. That would have made more difference. But still not a bad place to be in. Very happy. But this is the place where it can go wrong and right. These rounds, I would say.
This is where I tumble.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it's very difficult to gain and lose rank at this stage, I think. And I think for our impressions of what's going on, the thing that makes it so difficult is that in our tournament, I think there's 10 players inside the top 1K. So it's hard to feel really, really excited because we're all competing with each other and we're all around the same level. So there's a level of disappointment with the fact that people are only 850 in the world and stuff, which is mental. So I think I
just saved myself a little bit because I said in the last, when me and you were on, Dan, I turned around and said I was in the top 1K and I wasn't.
Yeah.
Now I actually am.
Very ambitious. Yeah, well, you've done very well over the last couple of game weeks. So congratulations. You beat me over both legs, so I can't really complain. Especially with the second leg, I actually thought that you used a really good tactic. You had a 9-point lead, I think, because of the Mahrez captaincy.
Mm-hmm.
You used that and then took as many of my players as possible, so that the variance was limited. Like that's a perfectly reasonable tactic. So I'm very proud of you, Nathan, for the total shithousery. Like,
that's what I'm here for.
You are the Diego Simeone of this podcast. Congratulations.
I've just got the image of Nathan just running the same way that Simeone did.
I've got
Dan just throwing stuff at him.
Win the whole thing. I'll do the ball thing.
I was literally about to say about images of Nathan at the end of this, just standing up and grabbing his crotch and throwing his hips in my face. Look, on that note, we'll go through. So
that gets the video age restricted.
Nitesh at FPL_Nitesh going through against you, Aaron. I actually think you did really well to claw back. You won the second leg, so
Yeah.
Congratulations to Nitesh, and well done to you, Aaron, for making a fight of it.
In the end, it came down to Mahrez captaincy in the first leg. If I had captained Mahrez, it would have been within 5 points. I can't remember what the actual swing would have been, taking away my captain and also taking away the point hit. I don't know what, I probably wouldn't have took a point hit if it wasn't that big of a deficit, but I think in the end it came down to that Mahrez captaincy choice in the first leg. So small margins. Small margins, it is. A couple of decisions. We've got FF_Titan losing out to our very own Matthew Milton. Well done, Matt. That's really well deserved. I know that was a tie after the first one, so it was quite an emphatic win in the end. Congratulations, mate. Through to the next round. Lewis, my compadre, I'm so sorry, mate, at FPL Reactions. He goes out to Swede, who got a monster 108 points as well. Both of them scores are really good, 174 and 181 over 2 legs. What massive scores. Austria knocked out by Zay, so Brazil versus Austria there. Zay with 196 points overall. I mean, that score, 111 versus 107 this week, they must have been just constantly refreshing to see where the points going. Ball recovery, someone's on 5. So those two put in a great effort. Congratulations, Zay. Abdul, there you are, amigo. Getting through 102 points, 91, 3 points overall over 2 legs, 177 to 174, beating at UCL Fantasy Guide. So congratulations to you, mate. Commiserations, UCL Fantasy Guide. Are you happy, Abdul?
Yeah, the last Danjuma goal, you can understand now what it meant. The 5 points of that goal is where the difference turned up game.
Next, less said about this one, the better. I think this was actually
destruction.
This was the highest scoring match, Nathan, this week, 108 to 114. We were, I was robbed. I demand a recount.
The thing is, like, Nathan would have, the only person Nathan would have lost to over 2 legs was Zay. So,
crazy.
He did really, really well.
Yeah, I've had a nightmare drawing you, Nathan. But congratulations, mate. Well deserved. Best of luck going through. I'm not bitter at all. We've got mixed martial hatsu, which is Nick, FPL Rossoneri, going through against Hunt FPL. It was comfortable in the end. 184 to 117. Jesus. So, yeah, comfort from Nick. Just breezing through the next round, Man City style. And then we've got Steve Bird against Kairos again. Another formidable win. That's a Bayern Munich versus Salzburg second leg. That 173 to 144 overall. So, yeah, congratulations to both of them. Thank you to everyone who has went out, who's participated. There are some crazy scores in that, and you've all contributed to making this a really, really difficult competition to win. So well done to everyone that's got through as well. And are we ready for our draw, Aaron?
We are. Very fancy as always. Very colourful.
As always.
So yeah, we're not going to do the semi-final one just because I like my spinners too much. Okay. Actually, no. The actual fact is I'll probably lose the paper. So we'll see if we get through. All right, so let's do the first one. I remember last time it lagged a lot, so
I'll come out first to fix.
Steve Bird.
Very nice.
I wouldn't want to be going up against Steve. With no Moise Kean to pick from this year, he's actually got a chance.
Dan, I thought you're not there in this draw.
Wow. That's a biggie. Who's right? Before you spin again, let's have a little guess who's going through from each one. We're going Aaron, Steve, or Zay?
I'm gonna go Zay.
Nathan?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Zay.
Abdul?
Make that 3. Even I would say so.
Oh.
Bless him.
I'll go Steve. I don't want him to get whitewashed. Bless him. But it's probably
I just did it because it was less of a mouthful, but all right. All right, next one.
Next one.
Nathan could get another a derby if it's him versus Abdul.
Don't give us that pressure.
Oh, is it sweet or Ab? Abdul,
Okay.
bum time for you, sir. Here we go.
And your opponent,
Not
I think
Nathan.
it'll be one of the blues. It's going to get
It's
rid
more
of
than
the
likely
blue.
me.
Oh, I thought that had stopped on you.
I thought it stopped on me there.
Oh, Nick.
Oh, this is a bit of a. Is this a bit of a derby for you, Abdul? Because you both work for that's all about FPL.
Can be. We can call that as well.
Is Nick from India as well?
I mean, he's Indian, but he's not in India. He's
Yeah.
currently in Germany, I guess. Or he's
Yeah.
an Indian.
There we go. That's all we need. We'll use any excuse for a thinly veiled derby, Abdul. Anything.
Telling you,
The
it's
Battle
me
of
versus
India.
Matt.
Aaron, who's going through?
Abdul, of course.
Who's going through, Nathan?
Yeah, I've got to back him.
Abdul, who's going through?
I don't know.
If
I
you
have to see.
If you don't
I have to
back
see Nick's
yourself,
team
that's
actually.
disgrace.
And if you don't
You-
back yourself, then me and
What's the
Aaron
point
just
being, yeah?
look like we're not backing
Oh,
you.
okay, yeah. So then it's me then.
Yeah, I'm going Nick all day long.
So this is what I didn't like about this spinner last time, is it eliminates one from every color. But you need a new spinner.
It's a fix.
It is.
But at least it's randomized the color.
That's what you think. Sweet.
Yeah, you can't see me typing on the keyboard going green.
So we've got Nathan left. We've got Matt left. We've got Nitesh left.
Looks like
Oh, Matt. The leafy dragon himself.
Which
Aaron,
leaves
who's going through?
I'm gonna go FPL Swede.
Nathan?
I'm going to back Matt because he likes he supports Newcastle as well, so we're going to stick together.
Abdul?
I'll go Swede.
We'll make it 2-2. I'll go Matt.
I wonder what this game's gonna be.
It's tense.
It is.
It's all about the home leg.
Shit.
I just want to see if Nathan is going to take the revenge for Aaron.
I mean,
And then
Nitesh
last
is,
one, we need to make sure we spin it.
Nitesh is like General Grievous. He's just going to work his way through, massacring the entire pod, isn't he? Abdul, you're actually going to go through, and he's going to get you next.
Just making sure.
I thought we were following the original draw, how it happens. So quarterfinals 1 and 2 and 3 and 4.
Hey, we can do that. I don't mind that.
Why not?
It means we don't have my fix of a spinner.
Yeah.
I think it's... So what we're doing?
What?
I feel this
1
is
and
very
2.
impromptu.
Quarterfinal 1 and 2 play each other in the
No,
semis.
however
and-
happens in the real draw. So whatever came up in the real draw, same way.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's do that then. So quarterfinal 1 and 2 will play each other in the semis.
Yep.
In quarterfinal 3 and 4 play each other in the semis. Oh, that's
Ooh.
interesting. So does that mean that we could? I can't remember what order the draw came out. To be brutally honest with you.
It could be. It could be me and Matt if we get through.
Yep.
Yeah. So, could be Battle of the Geordies again.
Be a shame when he goes out though.
Giving him smack talk before you even got through.
I'm just going off your team, so just make sure it's good.
I'm not posting any of my teams ever again.
I think that's unfair.
People
You can copy my team, Nathan.
I'm all right, to be honest.
I need to start a Patreon for my team.
But no, that all sounds good. I can't think of anything else to say at this point.
How are you both feeling about your draw? And then we'll leave it there. Abdul, how are you feeling? Confident?
Should be. I mean, I'm more worried with the entire draw because I win the side of now I have to first face Nick, and if I beat Nick, I'm assuming I'll get Z, which is a tough competition. So it's like the first half.
Yes. What about
But
you,
it's an
Nathan?
easy final.
My luck will run out.
If Nathan gets there, you're pissing it.
I mean, like I said, if I get the final and I win it, there's something wrong here.
No, if I and Nathan go into the final, it's a win-win for us.
Yeah.
It's a
No, but I'm rooting for Nitesh.
I mean,
Who
that's
just
harsh.
eliminated you?
Yeah,
because
just because he beat me, so that way I can lose to the champion.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, Aaron's back in Nitesh all the way. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why Dan's back on me.
You'll see me on the next pod with FPL Nitesh across the
I'm remaining impartial. I'm bitter.
Wow, out of every draw, the only one that you're impartial for is mine.
If I could make all 8 of yous lose, I would. That's kind of guy I am.
Okay, before we go, I would just like one question. So I have Capaldo. I don't know who else has. So are you guys planning to change him or keep him?
I don't have him.
Okay, if you have him.
How much
depends.
is
He's
He's
4.2
or 4.4 now, I guess, after 4.3 now after the increase.
I think the midfielder spots are too precious, especially when most of these teams only play with one striker. So I will be looking to change him to a defensive midfielder, or if I can downgrade enough defenders, potentially that might become Mane. That's a lot of downgrading.
That's 6 million.
That's a big downgrade.
Or something ridiculous. 5 million, 6 million.
That's definitely not a possibility. I went with the idea either I don't change him at all and keep him in the bench, play with 14, because that's going to give me extra cash.
Yeah.
Or might be I have to try for someone like Kante, who's going to get the ball recovery and the man of the match. When he gets with the big teams, it's more chances.
Tell me Kondogbia will be a good one to get in because he'll just be getting the ball relentlessly.
The only issue with Kondogbia and Atletico is Simeone loves to rotate. I've got no idea who's playing for him ever. So
I would actually not go for them more because I guess they are playing City and City will control the ball more. So they are not going to just try to do many passes or go a direct football for them to break the ball too much. So
the only person I think is a legitimate one is Kante. And if you weren't wanting a Chelsea player, because you've got triple Chelsea already, potentially Valverde for Real Madrid, who's also very cheap.
I will go down from the triple Chelsea defense. Might be Alonso or someone. I move out to a City defense because I have only Laporte and I sold Cancelo.
Yeah, I sold Cancelo as well.
I'll be getting Cancelo straight back.
Yeah. So that's one of the places I will get back.
Probably going to downgrade Kimmich to Cancelo.
I already got rid of Kimmich because that was one of the ones I was debating last time when I said to you, I don't know if I'm going to get rid of him. Glad I did.
That was a killer, that goal. I mean, Nagelsmann changing 2 of his 3 Bayern Munich defenders. Joke shop. Anyway, never mind. Right, lads, we'll leave that there. We'll leave it under an hour. Thank you all so much for jumping on as ever. Aaron, thanks for putting everything together with the wheel, taking time out of your morning to do that, and obviously all the other information.
There's just a special guest who wants to jump in.
Hello.
Doesn't want to leave his papa. Hey.
Hello.
Oh, you'll be on the podcast shortly. Don't worry.
I will go get mine, but I don't like her.
And congratulations to Aaron, who's expecting another one as well. Congratulations. Not his wife. Aaron's actually having this one.
Yeah, I'm expecting.
Welcome to hell, Aaron. Welcome to hell. I have 4 of them.
Putting it about there, Nathan, aren't you? Putting it about.
I do.
And this is why I'm happy and youthful. Right, we'll leave that there. Everyone, don't forget to follow us on Twitter. We are at UCL Fantasy Pod. Nathan's name is in his handle at Nathan Bullock 15. Abdul, what's yours?
I guess it's ABD_Hamid 14.
There we
Don't
go.
remember
Follow
it so
Abdul.
much.
It's probably a waste of your time following Aaron, but Aaron, what's yours?
Yeah.
Just don't even bother. At UCL Fantasy Pod.
Obviously, if you're watching us here, you know we're on YouTube. We are also on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Anchor, a lot of them. So go check us out on there as well. And we will see you for the next preview in a couple of weeks. See you later.